Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dennis and welcome back to a new mini series. Previously, we talked about what was previously again? Oh yeah, about CCG, about collectible card games. And today we'll start a new one, and this will be about continents. Yes, it's pretty much about geography, and that's pretty much it. We'll actually talk about the seven continents in the world or on the earth, and that's pretty much it. Um, well, obviously, because there are seven that we'll talk, and therefore each part will represent one of those one continents. And yes, meaning that this one also will start with that as well. I'm not sure if we can actually cover everything, like a speed run the entire thing or not within 20 minutes, but we'll see. Yes, I also will try to what is it, finish everything in 20 minutes as well. Also, I think I will put this video right after the previous one. So, yeah, there's that. I don't think there's like something urgent or important to be put between the previous one and this one as well. Also, at the time I'm recording this, it's only November, the last days of November, pretty much. It's 28th of November, and yes, 3 days from now, at the time I'm recording, it will be December, and then December, the entire whole month, and then January, which will be, this series. So, yeah, it's pretty much like 1.5 months later that I prepared everything. Um, I I was about to put some holes, like in between previous series and this one as well, just to discuss something else. But then again, I think about what is it like? I think about stuff that I feel like there's too many things that I need to do. I kind of doubt myself that I will be having those gaps or holes with actual stuff. So, just for safety, I'm just gonna put it like directly after that. I'm not gonna put some holes as well. Um, Actually, at the time I'm recording this, there's some holes that is about to come. Well, according to me, and according to you, it's already passed. It's already been passed, and that was the 22nd of December, which is my birthday, and then after that, the 31st of December, that was also a hole. That though, 31st of December, I talk about. No, actually, 30th and 30th and 31st of December. Those stores are empty as well, were empty pretty much at the time this video is released. And I plan to fill in those those gaps like actually in December. Well, also in my birthday for the 22nd one, and yeah, meaning that there's already three things. Also, there's the 1st January as well, which is the 2023. So pretty much at this point there are like four holes or gaps that I need to fill within approximate distance, meaning that in pretty much like the second or third, probably no, probably second week of December, I will start making those videos pretty much. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, it's a little bit too, it's pretty much I have homeworks to do, which is filling those gaps, and it's kinda already a lot because there are four of them, with one being actually in the same day that it needs to be uploaded. So there's that. As for, yeah, because of that, I just don't feel like doing it for the January, meaning that it's just gonna be the next series as well. That's pretty much it. Maybe the next one I will do in February. I don't know. Anyway, there's that. That's been 3 minutes. Let's actually start. What is continent? This is actually interesting because when I was kid, I was told that there's only five continents, which is Asia, Australia, Europe, Africa, and America, pretty much. And then there's also Antarctica, pretty much. That's probably six. Okay, that's six apparently. But still, it was not seven, I don't think, because this one's kind of new for me. Apparently, North America and South America is separated, and it's not actually a continent. We'll also talk about that as well after this. Continent is any of several large land masses, generally identified by convention rather than any strict criteria. Up to seven geographical regions are commonly regarded as continents. Ordered from largest in area to smallest, these seven regions are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. And yes, those North America and South America is apparently separated and not one. When I was kid, I was told that this is like this. This is America pretty much. This one like America, north or south, it's still America. So we probably need to, see what's the definition of continent at first. Also, there is also over here, yeah, over here as you can see, apparently Europe and Asia is kind of still intact, which is kind of interesting. This one though, the America is separated and then it's separated, but this one, the Europe and Asia is kind of still intact, but why is it that Europe and Asia is a different continent and not just called this one like this Eurasia pretty much? So there's that, which is kind of interesting as well. Therefore, let's actually talk about that. Definition over here. By convention, continents are understood to be large, continuous, discrete masses of land, ideally separated by expanses of water. And that's actually interesting. So for America, yes, it is continuous. That's why the North and America is kind of separated. But if you think about it as well, I don't think this one is actually there's actually a land that connects the northern and southern. So there is a connection, but it's separated kinda. Although it's kinda what is it again like? It's like too close to what is it, I mean too narrow, I would say, that you can pretty much just say that like the comparison over here, this is like small, and then this one is big over here, the northern and southern, and yeah, pretty much it's like different chunk of body of land. However, as you can see over here in the Europe and Asia, it's literally connected. So yeah, it's kind of difficult as well to understand. Also, there's thing with Russia as well. Like I've been thinking about, is Russia actually Asia or is Russia actually Europe? That's the biggest question that I'm still wondering until this point as well. Try to Google the answer like, is Russia Asia or Europe? And apparently neither, but also at the same time it's both together. So it's still confusing in my opinion. That's why yeah, there's that. Um, if it's Asia, it's probably North Asia, and if it's Europe, it's probably Eastern Europe. So there's that. Still don't know. Like I've seen like some like result, like search result. It's apparently like different. Not different. It's like neither any of them. Also, it's both of them at the same time as well. Just yeah, it's kind of weird as well. I'm still not sure. So if you're from Russia, can you like clarify me about that? Like, is your land actually Asia or Europe or both of them or neither of them? So let me know pretty much. Um, Also, this one as well. Discrete masses of land ideally separated by expanses of water. That actually doesn't happen with Europe because obviously the what is it? The eastern part is Asia directly. Yes, the western, northern, and you can probably tell at the southern as well. This one, like there is a gap of water, but still though the eastern part is kind of still connected. So it's kind of weird as well to say that Europe is its own continent because it doesn't seem like it. It's still Asia, so there's that. And then we have Australia as well, and then there's Antarctica over here. Apparently, Antarctica is if every single ice in Antarctica is melting or melted, there will be like a land mass there, yeah, like a body of land, like actually land. So there's that. It's different from the northern one. if the northern Earth, the North Pole melts, it will be like pure water. There is no land there, so at least there's that, which is kind of interesting on its own as well. So yeah, there's that. I think that's pretty much it though for the definition. We can actually start going with the Australia then. Oh, also yeah, the sequence in which I will discuss one by one is I will discuss from the smallest to the largest, and yes, it will be Australia first, and then Europe, then Antarctica, and then South America, North America, Africa, and then Asia, pretty much at the seventh part of this one. There's that. Let's actually start with Australia. It's already been 10 minutes. I will spare 15 minutes for this one just because this is first part. So we'll probably have 25 minutes for this one. We'll see, okay? We'll see. 15 minutes. Also, it's also interesting as well because we'll talk about continents, but there's like so many chapters here. I've seen like glance over, yeah, over here. There is like common what is it? Common description, terminology, and then geology and geography as well. Human history, ecology, climate, demography, economy, politics, culture. There's too much of them. I will for this one though. I will only talk about the geographical only, and maybe like demography as well, like how many people. So pretty much it's about how wide or how big the continent is, and then what's the countries that are there, and then after that how many people living in that specific continent. That's pretty much it. So yeah. Okay, let's actually start from the beginning, which is this one. Australia. The continent of Australia, sometimes known in technical context by the name Sahul, or Sahul. Sahul, okay. Australia, New Guinea, Australinia, Melanesia, Papua Land to distinguish it from the country of Australia. It's located within the southern and eastern hemisphere. Also, by the way, when we talk about eastern and western, the border, I think it's between Russia and the North America. Meaning, yeah, there's like you can pretty much consider there's a big line there. Eastern, pretty much, yeah, like starting from Russia, Australia, and then to the west is the Northern and Southern America, pretty much, and that's pretty much it. So yeah. Anyway, we will talk about what else. The continent includes mainland Australia, Tasmania, the island of New Guinea, Papua New Guinea, and Indonesian Western New Guinea, the Aru Islands, the Asmore and Cartier Islands, most of the Coral Sea Islands, and some other nearby islands. Also, yes, I have seen this one previously, and I think there's like a mistake here, which is kind of interesting as well because this one, the Western New Guinea of Indonesian Western New Guinea, which is this one. So if you can see over here, this looks like some kind of let's say ostrich. Okay, this ostrich over here, the head part, it's part of Indonesia pretty much, still part of Indonesia, and well, since Indonesia is part of Asia, so technically speaking, the western part of this Papua New Guinea, which is just Papua, Western Papua, is pretty much Asian, and then the remaining, which is the body and the tail, mm, yes, it's in the Australia continent pretty much. But yeah, I'm not sure why this is like this. Um, Although yes, there is like at the moment there's like some issue like about like people wanted to separate but also not really, but it's like divided pretty much at the moment, but it overall it's still um I would say like they still want to be intact pretty much, although yeah there's like some issue which I'm not gonna talk about that. There's like out of my reach of knowledge. Therefore, I'm not gonna discuss about that at all. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting because this one is still technically part of Indonesia, but apparently in the Wikipedia it's not, and it's considered as Australia, which is kind of weird as well on its own. So yeah, um, maybe like that's just how continents work. Like it doesn't actually depend on what country it is. It actually depends on yeah, like the region of the big body of land pretty much, which is kind of, if that's the case, then it's considerable, it's reasonable pretty much. So there's that. Area we have 8.6 million kilometers or 3.3 million square miles. This is, yeah, that's a big already, it's it's already big, but it's like the smallest one at the moment. So there's that. And then we have population, interesting, is just barely under 40 million people, which is um actually, that's kind of low amount if you think about it. Like 40 million people. Like, think about it. Like, I feel like U.S., Indonesia, India, or China. I feel like it's way more than that. So yeah. Also, this is interesting. Apparently, I've seen that only a fraction of Australia is actually habitable, that is occupied by human. I'm not sure if it's true or not. I feel like it will be explained here, but I don't know if it. I have the time for that. So pretty much because there are like so many deserts, I think, and yeah, like it's just not, what is it, it's not suitable for living pretty much, like barren. So I don't know if that's true or not. That's why the population is kind of low. So it's like the northern and the eastern part, I think, like in the middle, in the western, it's kind of rare. By rare, I mean it's not as much as like to make up the total number pretty much. I'm not sure about that, so tell me if you know. Although we are pretty much technically here, but again, I don't think I'm able to read the entire thing with only 10 minutes left. Countries, there's two, Australia and Papua New Guinea, which is, yeah, it's true. And then dependencies, I don't know what this means. I feel like it's like the border, probably, like the border of the continent, and that's pretty much it. And there's language as well. Yeah, there's that. Including 269 indigenous Papuan, which is, that's a lot of language pretty much, which is, but then again, my country alone, Indonesia, there's like so many of native language as well. So it's I can relate with that pretty much, having lots of indigenous language or native language pretty much. And then time zones, UTC plus 8 and then plus 9:30, which is interesting, and then UTC plus 10. Um, the UTC plus 9:30 is kind of interesting, meaning that if it's, let's say, 6 p.m. in your place, it's probably like 9:30 in the Australia. And if Australia is at 9 p.m., it's like I don't know, 8:30 in your location, which is kind of interesting, if you ask me. That's why there's that, which is kind of weird as well. Not weird, it's like strange. Usually the time zone is like uniform, in which that it's 7 p.m. here, it's 9 a.m. somewhere else, it's 1 p.m. somewhere else as well. But with this, it's like meaning that it's 9:30, while the other time is at o'clock pretty much. The other and this location, it has plus 30 minutes, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, internet TLD, which is .au, .id. .id is actually Indonesia though. So yeah, AU is Australia, obviously. PG is probably Papua New Guinea. Well, it's most likely. Larger cities, there is Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide, Gold Coast, Tweed Heads, Newcastle, Maitland, Canberra, Queanbeyan, and then Jayapura and Port Moresby, or Port Moresby. Jayapura, though, it's kind of the same. It's Western Papua. It's Indonesia. You can see from the flag as well. So I don't know, like, is it actually depending on the country or is it not? Because if it is, then I don't know why it's there, because technically it's Indonesia and Indonesia is Asia. So again, it's kind of one of those things that make me confused. So yeah. Um, okay, there's that. Georgian geography. Let's see. Okay, there's the Sunda, and then there is Sahul, Wallace line, Weber line, Lydecker line. Okay. The Sahul. Oh, this is. Oh, okay. This is in the past time, pretty much. Yes. This one, the ostrich, like I said, the ostrich shape, it's still connected with Australia, I think, or not, maybe not. Actually, no, no, never mind. The this one is actually water, but I don't know why it's like that. They can kind of make up the shape as well, right? So yeah. Um, so yeah. Um, Okay, Wallace line. This is Asia, and then Weber line. Yes, which is the what is it? Trans, I think, like the one that connects the Wallace and Lightdecker, probably. And then there's, yeah, this Lightdecker as well. Okay, so yeah, there's that. Okay. The Australian continent, being part of the Indo-Australian plate, more specifically the Australian plate, is the lowest, flattest, and oldest landmass on Earth. Interesting. And it has had a relatively stable geological history. New Zealand is not part of the continent of Australia, but of the separate submerged continent of Zealandia. New Zealand and Australia are both part of the Oceanian sub-region known as Australasia, with New Guinea being in Melanesia. Okay, don't know what any of that means. The continent includes a continental shelf overlain by shallow seas, which divided into several land masses: the Arafura Sea and Torres Strait between mainland Australia and New Guinea, and Bass Strait between mainland Australia and Tasmania. I don't know where Tasmania is, by the way. Yeah, I don't know where that is. Is it over here? Is it over here somewhere? I'm not sure. Anyway, there's that. Okay, post glacial sea level rise. Okay, don't know what that means, but all right. Human history. Let's take a look at the demography actually. For climate, I think it's kind of obvious. There's like two in the equatorial line, which is in the Papua New Guinea, and then probably four in Australia as well because it's a little bit southern. So there's that. Religion, oh, not gonna talk about that, sorry. Language, which we already cover as well. Immigration, more than 7 million people have settled in Australia. From 70s, there was a significant increase in immigration from Asian and other non-European countries, making Australia a multicultural country. Yeah, that makes sense as well because um, I have like I know some people that are in Australia and they also talk Asian language as well. Like they understand actually pretty much, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, maybe it's because of that as well. Like immigration pretty much from Asian, like this one over here said. So yeah. Sydney is the multicultural city in Oceania, having more than 250 different languages spoken, with about 40% of residents speaking a language other than English at home. That's actually a lot of them, meaning that English is only. I was about to say 60%, but it's not true as well because maybe there's something else. So yeah. Furthermore, 36% of the population reported having been born overseas. Oh, with top countries being Italy, Lebanon, Vietnam, and Iraq, among others. That's interesting, meaning that only 64% is native of Australia. That's interesting. Melbourne is also fairly multicultural, having the largest Greek-speaking population outside of Europe and the second largest Asian population in Australia after Sydney. Wow, that's interesting as well, actually. I feel like the the more important question is how do people immigrate to Australia? That's probably the bigger question, I would say. Oh, also that's that pretty much. Okay, that's interesting. I thought that we'll see like how many people, like the population. I guess you kind of already know as well in the description. It's like it was like 40 million. barely, slightly, barely under 40 million. This is interesting. So yeah, um, yeah, like the question, how do people immigrate? Like, well, obviously it's by plane or by ship, but I don't think it's by ship either because my history teacher, I think, or geography teacher, said that if you took ship from the nearest one over here, let's say from Indonesia or from Papua New Guinea, if you go south to Australia by ship, it's actually quite dangerous because down there, down in the water, it's actually filled with what is it called? Stalactite or stalagmites, pretty much, whichever the one that points upward, and it's submerged in the sea, meaning that yes, if you're not careful, you can shred your ship with those stalactite or stalagmite, pretty much, which is kind of interesting as well. Not interesting, which kind of make it, like a little bit concerning. So yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, that's my history teachers said that anyway. So yeah, that's why there's not really any ship that goes from this mainland over, not mainland, this region over here to the Australia, pretty much. So yeah, that being said, meaning that it's common using what is it, plane, pretty much. I kind of, like, it makes sense as well, like maybe from this one, from Australia, they go to, let's say, Papua New Guinea or go to Indonesia, and then from Indonesia you took the international travel, pretty much, or from Singapore as well, like Singapore Australia or Australia Singapore, pretty much. And then from Singapore you transit to to your home country, pretty much, which is kind of interesting as well. So there's that. um yeah, it's kind of interesting. Australia is kind of interesting as well. um Unfortunately, though, there is not really any picture about like, what is it, like the picture of the thing, pretty much. Let's see if there's pictures in the culture section. Although it's kind of due as well. It's already been 25 minutes, but yeah, kind of want to see if there's any like city picture, pretty much, of Australia. But yeah, we also didn't answer the question about what was it, like, yeah, why was, or is it true or not that Australia didn't actually have lots of space, actually more than it looks, because there are some regions that are quite, pretty much, what is it, like, dangerous to be lived on, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. We also didn't find the answer of um, yeah, that's pretty much it, though, but yeah. uh, Ecology. Let's see. It says the flora and fauna, pretty much, which is the plantation or vegetation, and the animals as well, which is kind of interesting. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's just a koala. Okay, I thought this was like something else. I thought this was like one thing, but no, it's just a koala on top of another koala. So yeah, there's that. I've seen some koala, like, actually in real life. They're kind of cute. They're kind of lazy as well. Like, think about it as what is it, like, what is it called again? The monkey that kind of looks like monkey, but it's like lazy. What is it? The Pokemon is called Slakoth, but yeah. Oh, sloth. Okay. Oh yeah, I was kind of confused. Like, what was it called again? Yeah, it's a sloth or a panda, pretty much, but it's like a small panda, pretty much. So yeah, they just stay on the tree and eating this leaf over here. Apparently, they love that. It's, I think it's eucalyptus leaf or something. I kind of forgot already, but yeah, I've seen that in the, like, national zoo, pretty much. And yes, it's, yeah, they're like lovely creatures, honestly. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of sloth, but not really sloth. They are not slow. Um, they're like small bear as well. Yeah, like panda, pretty much like small bear. Live in the trees. Well, obviously, but for real though, they live in the tree, and that's pretty much it. Like, they sit or sleep on the branch, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so anyway, I think that'll be it for this one. There's like some questions that we didn't answer, unfortunately, but it's fine. It's still fine. We still got some stuff as well. Human history. This probably mentions the population, probably. Let's see. Let's glance over. No, I don't think so. Okay. So yeah, I think that'll be it for this one, part one of Continent miniseries. And yes, I will just name the miniseries actually like literally continents, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, Continent part one, Australia. We didn't actually take a lot of info here, apart from this generic info like population, area, and that's pretty much it. Also, yeah, keep in mind about this number over here because we'll probably take a look about that as well in the next part. Also, it's interesting as well because as you can see, the population density is 4.2 for every kilometer square, or 11 for every square mile, which is kind of interesting, meaning that, yeah, like at the span of a mile, like a mile to the north, a mile to the east, you will only find 11 people, or this one, 4.2 if it's 1 kilometer to the north and to the east. You will only find like another 3 people, and then this one, you will only find, you will only find another 10 people, which is kind of scary as well, if you ask me, because yeah, it's like, yeah, like this one for instance, 4.2, like a kilometer. It's kind of like a kilometer is pretty much a ki- a mile is 1.6 kilometers, by the way. So there's that. Pretty much. I mean, not really, but like whatever, right? Whatever. So yeah. Also, this is like a square as well, meaning that that's why it's like that. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that it's scary as well. Like, if something happened to you, like the nearest people is within a range of like a mile, or in this case a kilometer, and you can only find either 3 or 10 other people. So yeah, like literally you need to run for 100 meters, or no, not 100 meters, like 300 meters, like you run for pretty much, yeah, like 300 meters, and you will find someone, and only one person actually. But yeah, anyway, that'll be it for part one. Thank you guys for watching. This has been 1 year 365, talking about continent. This is part one, talking about Australia. Tomorrow we'll talk about the next continent, which is what was it again? I think it was something Europe, I think. But yeah, until then, see ya.